After software analysis is complete, you can enter our overview interface. Under the overview, there are 9 images. The top 3 images are our original spectrum images, which are natural light image, polarized light image and UV light image. Next are our auxiliary images: brown area image, near-infrared image, red area image. The image of the brown area helps us to see some of the tan pigments. And then the red area, in the near-infrared image, assists us to look at some of the inflammation, the red blood of the skin. Image and mixed ultraviolet image helps us to check skin pigmentation and make skin prediction. Finally, the skin prediction image can be used to simulate and predict the future aging trend of skin based on the current skin state. While viewing the overview, we can zoom in synchronously by scrolling the mouse wheel. By dragging and dropping the mouse, we can view the local symptoms. At the same time, there is a screenshot annotation button in the upper left corner of the software. Click the screenshot annotation to edit the image and select the corresponding shape. You can choose round and rectangle to mark the symptoms. Note that 9 pictures are marked synchronously to facilitate us to present skin symptoms at different levels. The draw function, we can have the customized annotation. Choose T. Then we can choose color. Then we can have a description for the symptoms. This is convenient for us to make a symptom note of the case. The pin logo, we can import the skin problems that care commonly used in advance. We have 9 category. Sensitivity, pore, lipid, skin aging, wrinkles, pigment, acne, etc. We have 81 items that we can use to reduce our workload when we do symptom labeling, and these items look more intuitively. Select a corresponding symptom label, check in the front of the small box. The label can be directly attached to the image we want to present. And that will help us quickly to see skin problem on the image. After the annotation is finished, we can click the Save button in the upper right corner, and save this one as one of our historical annotation picture. Before we save it, we need to name the image. After input, click Save to save to our history bar. After annotation is completed, this picture can be exported to our computer locally, and be sent through some of our software or emails. Next, we'll take a closer look at the symptom. Open and view the image. The first one is our natural light image, which mainly shows the state of skin pores and wrinkles. You can zoom in on local symptoms by sliding the mouse wheel. The device uses a 24-megapixel Nikon SLR camera, plus a medical-grade lens, which can fully support our presentation of skin details. And while we're checking it, we can also use Annotation Screenshot function to make a mark or note of symptoms. When you're done, you can synchronize what you just did and save it to our history. This natural light image is mainly to check the runous pores. Texture and some of our acne marks can be clearly presented in this picture. The second image is our polarized light image. The principle of polarized light image is to filter the stratum corneum reflective layer, which can clearly show a skin state of inflammation and superficial pigment under our skin. While viewing the image, we can also use the comparison tool, the third option in the menu comparison tool. Choose the contrast we need to apply. The first thing to show you is our mirror image comparison. We can choose a shooting time to compare. After selecting the time, you can select a corresponding image, so each side can choose an image to compare under different spectra. When the mirror contrast is presented, there is a scroll bar at the bottom of the image, so that we can make an overlapping comparison of different images, under two spectra by dragging the mouse, which is convenient for us to make a comparison effect of skin symptoms at different dimensions. This is the standard mirror contrast we commonly use, so if we choose mirror contrast, we also have one that can support the synchronous contrast between left face and left face. Click the software in up right corner, normal, and click to change into left mirror contrast. When we slide the slider to the middle, both sides present an image of both left face. When you slide to the right side, you can see the full face. When you slide to the middle, both sides are left face. Click the left mirror, then you can change into right mirror contrast. You can select based on a diagnostic requirement to use this comparison function. The next comparison mode is two-image comparison we usually use. Two-image comparison support up-down comparison and left-right comparison. We can choose up-down, or left-right comparison based on the skin symptoms. For example, if the main symptom is on forehead or on the chin, we can choose up-down comparison to present the image. If a customer's symptom is mainly on the cheek, we can click up-down to switch to left-right comparison. While comparing, we can zoom in and out synchronously by sliding the mouse wheel. Image chosen is same as last step. You select the time first, and then choose corresponding image. You can have switch of these images based on your need. It's multi-image comparison. Multi-image comparison is a comparison mode that first created and applied in Isemeco. The usage of this comparison can be a comparison of different image dimensions taken at the same time. For example, a set of images is taken today at the same time. We can compare 4 images from this set. Natural light, polarized light, UV light, and our near-infrared image can be presented synchronously. At the same time of multi-image comparison, we can also choose the function of screenshot annotation to annotate and label skin symptoms, which is same with the previous part. This is our multi-images comparison functions. Then we will show you 3D comparison function. In the 3D comparison function, we mainly show a roughness of the skin, checking skin smoothness, the areas of large pores, or wrinkle areas. From our 3D image, you can clearly check symptoms, such as spots or black moles. Then you can see a pit in the skin through our 3D image. And there is a state of pigmentation, and the place of inflammation, will also show an inflammation of the skin at the same time. In the 3D comparison, when we switch the above picture, it can be switched synchronously below. Then when I switch the following image, it only switches for the following image. Adjust the dimension below, so make 2 recordings. When switching, we can click the picture above to perform a synchronous switching comparison, which is one of our comparison modes. Then let's move on to our image mode. The third is our UV light mode. In the UV light mode, the skin can absorb a certain spectrum under the UV light mode, so pigmentation can be clearly displayed, including the secretion of oil, which is porphyrin, so that our doctors can accurately formulate solutions for symptoms. Next is our brown area image. Under the brown area image, our brown pigmentation can be clearly displayed, as well as some flaky local color deposits, including dark circles and some flaky color spots. Now we are looking at the frontal skin symptoms. If we need to view the side face image, we can switch to side face images, directly on the right side of the menu button. Select the corresponding facial images according to your needs to view. Next, we will show you our near-infrared image. The near-infrared image mainly shows the distribution of a subcutaneous hemoglobin, and a symptom of our red blood can be clearly displayed. The light-colored area belongs to normal skin. The dark-colored area presents subcutaneous skin condition, and there may be inflammation. Before testing, we must recommend that customers remove the makeup, so as to reduce the error of makeup on our detection. Next is our red image. The red image mainly shows the inflammatory state of the skin, which can clearly show an area of subcutaneous inflammation distribution, and an area of it, followed by the ultraviolet pigment image. The ultraviolet pigment image through our black and white gray contrast can clearly and intuitively show the severity of the skin's underlying pigmentation. The darker the color, the darker the pigment in the area, and finally it is our mixed UV image. Mixed ultraviolet images also help us to check the distribution of the underlying pigment of the skin, so the severity of melanin is presented through the contrast of black and green, which can help us to carry out an adjuvant treatment for some pigmentation problems, and some schemes of pigment management. Finally, there is the function of our skin prediction. Click on the skin prediction, then the current displays a real skin state of the skin. If you want to check the predicted condition of the skin in 5-7 years without any management and skin care, we can use mouse to slide from right to left to view it. This is to help us from a marketing perspective to create this crisis marketing for our customers, so as to facilitate the sales of our products or projects. After the case analysis is completed, we can enter report. Click to view the test report in the upper left corner of the image. And you can enter one of our report interfaces. This is the homepage poster of the report. We can change the report first page image in the settings. On the second page, we can select the skin image map through this test. For example, this customer is more concerned about a sensitive state of the skin, then we can choose to add the too sensitive image first. After adding the first page, we still want to include another skin symptoms images, then we can choose to add a new report page. You can select the images you need. Click OK. Then these images can be presented on our report page, then click Next. Click Next. The next step is to analysis and formulate a skincare program. The first is the analysis description. Through analysis, we get know where the main skin problems are, describing them one by one. After the description is completed, click Save. Then it will be automatically stored in our history file. The next time you encounter the same symptom customers, we can import this template for re-editing. The recommended plan is the same. According to the skin condition of the customer, you can decide what kind of treatment plan can be prescribed to the customer. After the input is completed, it can also be automatically saved in the historical file. Next time, you can also quote from history to re-edit the prescription. Then go to the next step, and enter the last page of the report. The poster and QR code can also be modified through settings. After the report is generated, it will be automatically saved, and the paper report can be printed by connecting a printer. For this software, we have added a module for exporting the PDF report. It is recommended that you use this to export PDF format report. Click Export to customize the storage path. After the selection is complete, click OK to generate an electronic version of the report, and save it on the desktop. If the computer is connected to the internet, it can be sent to customers through some apps. Next is a function of settings. Clicking on Settings will first enter the report module settings. Reports can be selected through templates. The most commonly used is the beauty version, which can edit the first page and last page of the report, and add your QR code picture. The professional version is generally used more in hospitals. The professional version's report is relatively simple, mainly the title of the report, the doctor, and the logo of the hospital. For the beauty version of the report, you can directly click the picture here to replace it, design the poster in advance according to the parameters, save it on this computer, and directly replace it when you click the picture to complete a setting for the report poster. The QR code is the same. After designing the picture in advance and saving it on this computer, you can modify the report template by replacing it. Next is a function of backup and restore. Our standard computer is a 2TB hard disk, which has a very large storage space. If you want to make an advanced backup for customer information, you can select the backup in the settings, and click Browse to select the storage path. For example, If it is a mobile hard disk, we can select the hard disk, click OK, and the customer data can be backed up to the hard disk. After the backup is completed, if you need to restore the data, you can also enter the settings, click Restore, and find the path of the last backup. After confirmation, click OK to restore the data. The third is the watermark setting. First of all, there will be a watermark switch. When exporting a picture, if you want to add a watermark, first turn on the watermark switch. The watermark type can choose text watermark or logo watermark. Choose time watermark, it is a time of today. Select the text watermark, you can set it according to your needs. The content of the watermark can be named after the brand, store name, or specified content. If you don't want to shows the watermark, just turn off the watermark switch. The following is the location of the watermark tiled, in the bottom center or at the center. There are 3 modes to choose. Save after the selection is complete. The fourth one is Other setting, which is divided into 2 sections. One is the display of data. In addition to the high-definition image support, this software also has the reference of symptom data. You can choose to enable or disable the data function according to the interpretation needs. After clicking Close, in symptom mode, the data is not presented. If you want to view the data, you can switch on this function. In the analysis, it is recommended that you use the image as the main reference, and the data as the auxiliary, and the data should not be used as the only reference standard, which will be inconvenient for us to track the effect of a subsequent treatment. The next step is image selection. Our software's default is to display 9 images, and you can also select it according to your needs. For example, I mainly do sensitive skin. I don't want to show pigmentation images, select it to cancel it. On the next image presentation, these images will not be displayed. This can be selected according to your own needs. Remember to click Save after selection completion. Finally, there is a setting of our version. Because our company is an independent research and development company, our software will also be optimized and updated according to a market demand and technical extension. After the update, we will release the latest version. If the computer is connected to the internet, after we release a new version, you can receive a version reminder. We can click Update to get the latest functions for free. You can search for the latest version here, and then upgrade online can be completed. The above is the operation process of the Isemeco software. Thank you for listening.